everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. We've got a good one on tap today, and there's going to be two quarterbacks ready to get it done on the gridiron. It's the 49ers going up against the Buccaneers. So now let's head a couple hours west of us on Interstate 4 to Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, as we say hello to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, we are at a site that's played host to 2 Super Bowls, and that's Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup lined up here between the San Francisco 49ers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First carry for Carlos Hyde. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. The starting 11 on your screen now, and the one we discuss is Torrey Smith.
You would do worse than to just call long pass plays and throw it to Torrey Smith. He can certainly take the top off of any defense.
And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on second down. On second down, here's Keenum. They go screen pass to Hyde. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and they're going to have a third down. And this defensive line will be looking to control the point of attack.
And that's what they've done throughout this season. This is a terrific unit. They play together very, very well, and they don't permit big plays to happen.
Third and 2, Keenum. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
So on fourth down, out comes Bradley Pinion to punt this one away. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. That's taken inside his own 40. Not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Winston now to throw on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got an injured Buccaneer. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Second and just 1. The first carry now for Doug Martin. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Second and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
They run again on first down, Martin. And this carry not as productive. He swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Credit the tackle to Navarro Bowman. And Jenkins is a guy in this offense that I know you like to talk about.
Absolutely love to talk about Austin Seferian-Jenkins. His ability to play in any position, whether it's as a wide receiver or as an inline tight end, his versatility, some of the best in the league.
You even gave him the full name there.
Austin Seferian-Jenkins. He is the real deal.
Play clock winding down. And now Winston wants to talk this one over as they'll take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Second down, Winston. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And that one results in 35 yards.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Doug Martin. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bucs have taken a first quarter lead. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Now a first down throw. Keenum. On the left side, it's McDonald. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
Here we go. 3-19.
Now Keenum. They'll set up the screen with Davis. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That one good for 12 yards. And it'll be a second down.
The screen was executed and completed, but where's the worry on the play? How many times is a quarterback going to get hit? Because offensive linemen have to do an acting job of making sure it looks like they're whiffing on blocks. But you got to slow them down a little bit, because if you don't, that's a lot of big guys coming at your quarterback in a big, fast way. And, boy, he can get hurt.
On second down, here's Keenum. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll bring up a third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
From the gun on third down, Keenum. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
first down, a run with Hyde. And he stopped immediately there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
After watching that play and result, I go back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator, Brandon, before the game and said, how are you going to move the ball running it against the #1 defense? He gave us no indication, didn't tip his hand at all, so we have to see how this unfolds as this game moves along.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Now Keenum throwing on 2nd. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit and tackle to make a nice play?
Keenum going to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill or the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground. Whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. And a catch right side by Evans. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. And that's the first connection, the #1 overall pick at 2015, finding the #7 pick at 2014 in Evans.
And what a great target Mike Evans is for Jameis Winston. Winston's a pretty accurate thrower, but that catch radius that Evans provides, that makes him that much more dangerous.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
The way he roared up and made that play, that tells me that he spent a lot of time in the film room analyzing what this offense does, and he saw something that convinced him he didn't have to worry about the pass. He could just go right now and make a play. I think if you're the offensive team, you better file that away a little bit. Maybe think about some play action down the road. You might catch him deep.
And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. And a look now at the defensive starters for San Francisco.
Navarro Bowman makes anyone's short list for the best linebackers in the game.
And defensively, a dime look here. 6 DBs on 3rd and 12.
No surprise at all.
Jameis to throw it. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Roberto Aguayo out now for the Buccaneer field goal try. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And Aguayo's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense, and over the post.
This one fielded at the 5. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
To throw is Keenum. Incomplete. Carlos Hyde was the target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Back to the air. Keenum on 2nd down. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. Carlos Carlos Hyde, see you later. Touchdown, 49ers. Carlos Hyde, 79 yards. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly for 6. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who is a complete guy, who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And he'll take it out of the side of the end zone, and they'll get it at the 25. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got an injured Buccaneer. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And they still need 8 yards for the first here on 2nd down. Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. And complete over the middle, Safarian Jenkins. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Let's see if they can convert here on 3rd and 3. Third and short yardage. Winston. Going down the middle, and it's complete. It'll be a gain of 16 and give them a first down as well.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver, and almost on a direct shot, able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
Winston now to throw on 1st down. And this will be incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete.
Ready.
On 2nd down, Winston again. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. DeForest Buckner in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Second down sack by the defense. What type of pressure will they bring here on 3rd? We'll see.
Ready. Blue ready.
3rd and long for Winston. And he's got his man on the comebacker. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a pickup of 19 yards on the play. And it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense? They've got his man complete. These coaches told us they wanted to take the top off this defense. They wanted to be able to stretch them downfield. They showed it pretty well there.
And they knew that if they were able to do that, it would open up everything else. But how did they truly get it done? Practice in the previous week, making sure they had a plan, fine-tuned before they put it into effect in the game.
And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
On 2nd down, here's Keenum. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Nick Vigil not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. And the O-line will have to do a better job protecting here on 3rd down after that sack.
Here we go.
3rd and long. It's Keenum. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Taking it about the 16. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Winston. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Stays on his feet. And he's brought down. 10 yards on the pickup there. And it's good enough for a Tampa Bay first.
They ran that one well. And not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
They come out here in the eye. Jameis now on 1st down. Evans has it left side. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. And a first carry here for Charles Sims. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Now they'll run it on the toss. And some room to maneuver. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. And that moment we just saw, always so special for any rookie, the first touchdown of his career.
And there's nothing like anticipation, is there? You know he's been dreaming about it, thinking about it. It's been a part of every bit of his being. And finally, it gets done. He's got to feel great right now.
The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. Fielded about a yard deep. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's some guy that
he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Levante David. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out. The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Let's see what the offense comes with here. 2nd and 8.
White. Let's go now. White 25. White.
2nd down, Winston. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8.
Ready.
On 3rd down, Winston. He's got Evans. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that truck.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Austin Safarian-Jenkins. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
They start the drive with Hyde. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Brief break in the action here. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Here's Keenum now on 2nd down. Smith catches left side. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Call it a gain of 3, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Leopard, set, 3-19. Detroit! Set, blue 90.
And the first carry for the former Clemson Tigers, C.J. Spiller. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this 1st half.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
Back to the ground. This time it's Hyde. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
To throw on second down is Keenum. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. And now the Buccaneers offense gets set to head back onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now Winston. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And he's brought down after a good gain. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have two remaining here before we get to halftime.
Here we go now. Boom,
A final shot before half for Keenum. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we will toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando. That's where we check in with Larry Ridley with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now Winston. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot, but they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Ready, move ready.
They'll run here with Sims. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and end of the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there for the Niners. 52 yards.
That was good coverage that was defeated by someone who just wanted the ball more, and it resulted in a big gain downfield.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Here we go.
Keenum now on 1st down. Left side, caught by Matthews. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it 2nd down. Four yards remaining now on 2nd down.
Detroit!
Hyde, the lone man in the backfield. And they'll give it to him here. And a cut to the sideline. They give him a gain of 37. A strong run by a strong runner in Carlos Hyde.
I like how you just characterize him, because that's him in a nutshell. And you saw it there on that run. His ability to continually move forward and the legs always churning, I think that's one of the attributes that's really special about him.
So they're operating in the red zone. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. And here we go on 1st and goal. Here's Hyde. And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Got to give a lot of credit to the defensive front there. They held their ground, pretty much stoned them on that play, and ended up creating a lost yardage play.
Yeah, drop them from the 1 back to the 2. They'll run for it with Hyde. And he's going to be shoved back short of the goal line. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. Gotta figure this is one they need here on 3rd and goal. Hyde, 3rd and goal. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal.
Now this feels like old school football, because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
Here we go. Green, 39.
On 4th down, Keenum. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Carlos Hyde with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the 49ers get a score closer. And they will line up now for the 2-point try.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Keenum's going to throw for it. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure, because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area. When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store.
Ready.
On second down, Winston again. A dump off to Sims. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Jameis again. And he's got his man on the out route. It'll be a gain of 11, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
It's fun to watch is these college receivers transitioning into the NFL and how they grow as route runners. Because a lot of times now in the college game, the spread offenses, there aren't that many routes that they're actually running. Most of the time, they're just trying to find open space and present themselves to the quarterback as easy targets. But in the NFL, you've got to run the entire route tree, and you've got to run it well if you expect to get open.
They come out here in the eye.
Easy.
Time running out here on the play clock. Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Third down and 1. Sims. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
Fresh set of downs here. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll run it again with Sims. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Winston now from the 50. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
And on 2nd and 10 now. Second down, Winston. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll make it 3rd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. On 3rd down, Winston. And he pulls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Austin Safarian-Jenkins with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. And the lead will grow by 1 more. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
He's got it to Matthews, complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd down. Now in Tampa. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Five yards left for the offense. It's 2nd down.
Here we go now. Here we go. Blue 90.
On 2nd down, here's Keenum. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Jordan Matthews, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Here's Keenum. On the screen, complete to Spiller. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away. Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Let's go now.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Again, they run with Sims. Oh, he's got a little daylight. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
We got to feel a little bit for the defense there. They've done a terrific job all day long holding this guy in check. But that might have been the run to break things out for him, maybe turn things around. Now he's going to have some confidence, and maybe he'll get to his normal yardage.
Now they run with Sims. And Sims lost it. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And San Francisco gets set to go here.
Well, maybe it hasn't exactly been a Rembrandt, but they've been mistake-free to this point and finally cough it up. I don't think it's going to cost them the game. They should be fine. But, boy, they're going to hate that, going back and watching tape and being able to say we were that close to achieving our goal of 0 turnovers during the game.
A little blemish, but as you say, still comfortably in command. Keenum. Well, it's caught on the right side at Smith. And that one results in 35 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Keenum going to throw. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete. And the head coach reaches for the red flag, tosses it down on the field. He wants a challenge here. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
That was a terrific job by the defense stopping them on 3rd and short. But sometimes you get some visual cues from the offense because when they're going in short yard situations, you might see the offensive line come in tighter together, a little more shoulder to shoulder, trying to wedge a hole in the middle. They didn't get it done on that play.
They'll run for it. Hyde. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. Give him 3 on the play, and the decision to go for it pays off. They've got a 1st and goal. Hyde, the lone man in the backfield. They go play action here. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. A great read, and it's picked off. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the 2nd sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Now Sims, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves him needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
But I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
So a 3rd and 9 and 6 defensive backs out there in the dime.
Patrolling the passing lanes.
And he couldn't corral it. It falls down incomplete, but maybe not a big deal given this big lead.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Gerald McCoy in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Now Keenum throwing on second. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt. 2
receivers left, 1 to the right. On 3rd and long, it's Keenum. Left side, caught by Matthews. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that 3rd down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a 1st down.
3rd time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on 3rd, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
Keenum now on 1st down. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. 13 yards there on the pickup, and that leads to a San Francisco 1st down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at its 2nd down. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Keenum. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Throwing on 3rd down, Keenum. On the left side, it's McDonald. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Keenum now on 1st down. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Now let's go. Blue, landing. No. Check. Patriot.
On 2nd and 10, Keenum. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
He's going to let it fly. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Torrey Smith, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers make some inroads here on that deficit. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And the Buccaneers go ahead and take another timeout. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
So the D-line's going to spread out. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now a handoff looking right. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5. And we're hitting the end of this one, and it looks to probably be the final play.
Ready. 25.
Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal, that's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. And with that, I'm off to the airport. Charles will be on I-4 back to Windermere as we say so long from Tampa.
Have a nice trip. I'll be home before you even take off.
Lucky.